Let's go ahead and welcome your first team to the stage. Put your hands together for Furia. And of course, this Furia team, they had made a lot of changes, and it is a little weird seeing Adverso in black rather than his usual pink. But him coming out here with the squad, hoping to bring them a W today.
Yeah, having to step in last second, but also a debut of a new IGL for the team in Arango, taking to the stage for the first time in Americas. Other changes coming through. Only Heat, the man who was wearing that jersey last stage, left on the stage today.
I think they have a really good opportunity to do well here.
Yeah, hey, you know what? The expectations, like, anything is possible for them, right? This isn't, granted, this isn't the position where you want to be in that spot right now, but let's just say for Furia, this could very well be exactly what the doctor ordered. But let's go ahead and bring out their opponents. Welcome to the stage, Cloud9. And without a doubt, this Cloud9 team coming in with a ton of hype, Mimi. The only squad that's been, one of the only squads that's kept their core unit together. And, well, hopefully they're looking for it to pay off the stage.
Yeah, they're group stage gladiators. They always thrive in these moments, back with the same roster that I think impressed a lot of people earlier this year. Players like Oxy, like Vic, having a great opportunity to start another group stage strong, Alexis.
But maybe the fact that they didn't change rosters this time around means that they'll be able to make that push into playoffs. That's what I'm manifesting for them.
I mean, yeah, they're definitely, when you think about, like, if you in your head, working in your head, like who's further ahead in the rat race, right? You definitely, Cloud9, you got to give them the flowers there because they have made no changes, and the base that they started with, Mimi, is so good to begin with. So they have the tools that they need in order to hit that next level.
Yeah, I like seeing the organization kind of keep faith in this team, give them another shot to shine. We have the map veto coming through, and already our two brand new maps in the pool getting picked here. Furia going for Bind in the first round, and Corrode sticking around as our decider, Alexis.
I had a feeling Emmy was going to play Corrode because he likes to do gimmicky comps, gimmicky map picks, and it kind of just makes sense for him to want to pick a map that hasn't been played yet.
Yeah, well, this Haven is going to be pretty big for Furia. They need to come out strong here. What do they possibly have? I think the thing that I'm worried about is, you know, I'm okay if they're doing like a little defaulty stuff. They're trying to like work the map a little bit, but I would like to see at least some new ideas because you've had so much time in the postseason.
They have, but we also did see them like pretty recently play Saucy Tashinya, and at that tournament, they were playing like pretty old stuff for the most part. They were going for pretty like default comps, nothing that really like excited me and was like, okay, this is a new meta idea. And I was a little disappointed by that. I was hoping that the underdog teams like Furia would really go out, take a risk, try new things, try and push ahead and see what's next in that meta. But I just honestly don't expect to see it today.
Maybe because they have a sub, they'll be willing to make some more risks. They'll be able to do something a little quirky, maybe. Who knows? Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing that you would hope for, right? But the issue here is, I mean, look, let's not sugarcoat it. Furia's stage and their chances of making playoffs very, very low, given the circumstances that they find themselves in. But that being said, it's still not out of the realm of possibility, right? They could come out of the gate swinging, have a hot match and start things off on the good foot. Problem is that C9, I mean, very much is going to be looking for the same exact thing. You're very well executed given the tools that they have available to them.
Yeah, we've been reasonably down on Furia, but I do want to give them at least some benefit of the doubt because it is a new team.
For sure,
it is a majority new players. It's a new IGL, a new coach. They've rebuilt their system. The question is that Ship of Theseus significantly different from the performance that Furia had back when they were winless last stage?
Busting out the Ship of Theseus. I love it. Okay, that's a good reference. All right, let's do this. Agents. Let's see what we end up getting locked in here in Furia. They're going to bring out the Neon. So, you know, again, these aren't like, usually you see like the Jet on this kind of map. So it's nice to see Neon in this one.
Yeah, for sure. I like the Neon choice, but I also like to see America's We Are Double Controller build. That is good to see. I think these Viper Omen comps have always been strong on Haven. It's an old one, but it's a good one. And I think in a meta where most teams are playing control comps like this makes a lot of sense to see.
Yeah, I was definitely expecting the Viper and Omen. I wasn't expecting the Sky. I feel like a lot of teams are pretty self-appealed right now, even with the double controller. Sky
When's the last time Sky's been played?
It's very rare. Talk me through the drawbacks, because no refreshable util. I think that makes it tough to play.
Yes, it's hard to gather info, and into a double controller comp, we're already lacking info because everything's getting smoked off. So it's kind of hard with no refreshable flashes. At least that on Sova, you have the refreshable dart to regain info later.
Yeah, but you do have the dog, though, right? Gives you a little bit more of the way of information, which of course you'd get with the Sova, but we'll see how all this plays out here. But the teams might be making big roster moves, but we're stubbornly sticking with our core squad. Here's Brandon Sideshow with the call, or Bert and Jim, as we found out.
Let's get to it then. It's first day back at school vibes, honestly, here in Americas for Stage 2. And these two teams here looking to get off to a strong start. For Cloud9, it's shaking off the kind of woes from playoffs, right? That choking problem that they've admitted to themselves. And we've seen it, you know, they don't really need to admit it to themselves. We know it's there.
Simply true.
And they get a nice, easy one in theory, because it's Furia that are weakened. They've rebuilt. They're looking for, you know, a team that can really take them to strong starts, potentially in 2026, or at least Stage 2. But they're starting with visa issues, and that means Adverso in that lineup. So Cloud9 should be looking at this one, hopefully, with eager eyes.
Yeah, I think a lot of today is going to be, to use your back-to-school narrative, just about learning stuff. We're going to be seeing the two new maps here, but starting on Haven as we go into our Samsung match start. Load up fast with Samsung SSDs, and a fast peek down mid for Parla. He does like to get aggressive on the duelist. I think in some sense, Fury will have to hold him back a little on a leash, because he is going to be desperate to take these fights. You've got duelists on both sides here that I think are going to be really fun to watch.
Yeah. A stack of bodies from Fury over towards C.
Yeah, which makes sense, because that's where the Viper Wall was placed instantly, right? Net just threw that down. And now, having cancelled, C9 don't really have an opportunity to go for that classic lurk that you'll see with the Viper Wall on A. But Fury are now reading that they've pivoted.
Very cautious from Cloud9. Look at this. Dog's going to be used to re-clear.
I like this, though. This is a pretty prime area that you might expect a duelist to get pushed up into. Tucked into A
lobby. A lot of time, though, and it means Fury have stacked with 3 players of their own.
Yeah, but they're not actually going to end A. I mean, you can see with the way that C9 are posturing that they're looking to either go for a B pop or back into a C garage split. But they've done a really good job here, right? The attack side calling has pulled 3 defenders into a high, low, and higher setup over towards A. And it's only really a run go home.
Yeah, and here comes the flash. And a storm towards the back. There's an orb that's propped up in your face. Cloud9, hold on.
Wait, where are they going?
Oh, no.
Okay, they're going back over now to Net.
But there's 20 seconds left, roughly, Josh. And listen, you can go back to Net, but if Net drops, this could be just a round called.
An EMEA game?
It seems like it, man. But
Fnatic?
Fnatic are currently playing. They can't be here right now, but there's 12 seconds left. Flash is going to be used. The second one for it. 2 years tucked up tight into the corner. Dash forwards, no one clears it, but there it is. Okay, trades inside, and Vic has laid claim at a time. It's run short. Not enough time, man. That's a pistol round to Furia.
Oh, the Melons moment, round 1.
For our opening match of Stage 2.
Dude, Americas is cooked.
Okay.
That one wasn't overcooked, though, wasn't
Yes.
it? C9 went back and forth, back and forth. I kind of liked what they were doing if they had ended C, but something shook them. I think it might have been the Viper Wall, sorry, the Viper Orb going up, and it having so much on that. Yeah, Adverso's happy about that one. He knows that that's been a bit of a gimme, to be honest. Furia didn't have to even do too much to win that round.
Instant force from Cloud9. Not messing around, not happy with that outcome.
And back to the more conventional Viper Wall that I think probably Net's going to be using in the vast majority of these attack rounds.
Creep up onto these angles here. Oxy looking for an open line of side angle.
He does hear that alarm bot go down.
See it now, that's Util primed, ready for a response.
But
there it
as
is,
they
Snake
go
Bite.
in, the Viper Orb, it runs out of fuel, and so Vic has to put a smoke there over towards the A connector. Oxy's still good for it.
Yeah, not expecting that buy to come through, I don't think. Using the dog to see if they can lay claim to most of this site. That's a good connection. Stun into the smoke. Oxy's forwards, 1 bullet left. Have to pop the reload. The rest of the team going to be taking backside control. For the B plant now. An extension into the round.
I think C9 need to fight for one of these connectors, but they're sat quite passive at the moment.
Time is nigh to make a decision with it. Darts missing. Just Vic tucked tight against that smoke towards the backdrop, but again that pressure is starting to mount. Mitch follows up and through here, but it's going even with the kills, and 2v2 left down to that 2v1. Parla is going to do a lot. Just with the Outlaw and 1 bullet left to do it with just 2 players in his sight. too much to overcome.
And so despite Parla's flank, Cloud9 able to come away with a post plant where people are just trying to hold the Fury a push from 3 different angles. It's a really difficult post plant to win. But they prevailed, and they've managed to undo the wrongs of the pistol round. Outlaws getting a lot of value on both sides from these duelists.
Nice! Nice, guys! Let's go, bro. Hey,
Yeah, a small fist pump there from Imi. I think he will not have been happy about how that pistol round went, but you're actually in a pretty decent situation now. If you manage to win the kind of force afterwards, you see what it does to the Fury economy. And now also C9 start to get closer to their ults as well. Not that this is a particularly ult snowballing comp.
Sure.
And a tech pause.
Yeah, I mean, that's
well.
the 4-second freeze. We can all anticipate it.
Yeah.
Murmurs from the crowd. I think we're all feeling it, yeah. Pausa Technica.
Yeah, well, it gives
Instead
us
of the most British accent of all time.
Pausa Technica.
Pausa Technica.
Gives us a chance to chat about the teams a little more as well. You were making reference to the fact that Fury are coming in here a little bit nerfed, and you were talking about 2026 as well. I do think it's interesting what Fury have gone for. I think it's quite opposite to Loud, who we'll see coming up later on.
Yeah.
It feels like Loud have tried to make some changes in this mini off-season based on short-term success. Like, they've really shifted up their comms, right? They're now having to communicate in English. They're going to be, pulling in players, picking up an IGL from EMEA, importing people to try to make a run to champs. Whereas this Furia team feels almost like they're trying to create a foundation for the future. They've got more like up-and-coming players. Basic, for example, who's about to come in. Young player, looking really good. But definitely not a roster that wows you instantly.
No.
Not one that we're expecting to make the finals and go to champs.
They might be able to build up to that point.
Yeah, it's possible, but I think success in this stage also could just look like having a good foundation to work off for the future.
Yeah, moving forward, because Furia, more often than not, usually getting off to a bad start. This team is just mired, I think, with visa issues pretty consistently. Haven't really been able to escape that.
But it's nice to see people like Pala, for example, getting a second chance in the league at the top level. He's a player that's we've seen before, although quite forgettable because he went 1-3 with MIBR in 2024.
Right.
Towards the end of a year when their team wasn't really doing much, but he's got another opportunity here, a second chance. And this is a team, honestly, of second or third chances. Des was talking about Heat having his return back after a bit of time away, and Adverso, after just being dropped by Crew, is now on the team. 2Es, of course, people will be very familiar with after his time on Loud.
Yeah, well, Seaside is going to be open for the taking.
Spike planted.
All right, maybe there is some success, but not in this round for Furia. On the eco.
And I think this is one of those moments, if there was a big snowball ult about to come up, where Fury would be just looking to die to the spike. Having said that, the people who are closest to ult are like Vic. You're not really making a game plan around the Omen ult, so I think this is somewhere where Fury could try to play for exits instead.
A couple of kills perhaps, do some damage to the economy, but...
Well, now the exit out through C-Long is wide open with Urangua going down.
Yeah, and Furia looking like they don't want to, at least showing no signs that they want to contest. Just going to be going down to the spike here. For Cloud9, Oxy wants to go hunting. Players. Catches the one, will go down. Goal just to stem the bleeding. Yeah, no more damage really being done. So 4 players up here for Cloud9. It's Cloud9 squad looking to get off to a strong start in Stage 2 overall. Because, they've been a bit of a group stage warrior team. Always doing well. But when it gets to the actual playoffs where it matters, that's where the crumble comes through. They've spoken about it.
Yeah, they know it's a thing. I mean, at this point, it's pretty hard to deny that there is something going on in the team like that. But, early days in Stage 2.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're going to be focused on the playoffs, you've got to get there in the first place.
Sure,
and that means winning matches like this, right? That means pretty comfortably putting away teams like Furia. But early days even in this match. And Furia now have an opportunity to play the game with guns in hand.
Scout destroyed.
See it happen.
Interesting little spot here for Pala to be playing. Kind of playing off the turret contact. I'm wondering if he's going to go for like a stun. It's clearly a bait and switch setup, but C9 just going for an early pop into B.
Now already straight in, aren't they? Oxy over towards the top. He's the only one in though. The rest of his team stalled out by the Nashorn, but finally getting some players in, up and over towards the top. ADS looking for those open sight lines, and there it is. Oh, double face.
It's not looking nice. I mean, they're not timing the Viper wall with when Oxy's actually looking to, you know, be safe.
Zeppa might be caught out here. Don't know if the barrel was spotted. Parla doesn't want to go for more.
Look at the lurk coming through from Mitch. He went all the way through A. He's got the perfect timing.
Paranoia sweeps. Mitch could do some damage. Oh, yep. Can't get it in control. Not with the Guardian in hand. Vic, TV backing away. Deals with the dart. A lot more pressure coming his way, though.
Okay, Zeppa's up.
Flanks on flanks here. Zeppa needs to be that insurance policy. Not really anticipating him. 2 years gone for the stick. Can't get off of it in time, and just running down these players. Time is certainly ticking at this point. No win concern. You can white face this one. Give the kills away. It's a bloodbath here onto the B site. But Cloud9 in themselves another.
Lots of different win conditions there for Cloud9, even though Oxy went down early. Flank through from Mitch, I think probably should have sealed the round up, but unfortunately couldn't quite land the shot. Thankfully, Zeppa was through with another flank of his own through Garage. But I think this just shows gaps being left open here by Furia. They were pretty lucky to be able to deal with that one, but you know, massive gaps being left open because they're focused so much on the retake. These are kind of signs of weaker teams or teams with less practice when they get a very tunnel vision. Blinkered onto a retake like that, and they're back onto a weak buy.
Yeah, nice and early.
A very, very rough start here for Furia, considering that they won the pistol in such a ridiculous fashion.
Yeah, even trying to keep that economy honest with all the Cloud9 players going down, they still have money in the bank.
Yeah.
It's hard. There's really nothing going right currently for Furia, but hopefully the stack does. Deep dash forwards as a Paranoid that connects as well. Overdrive in your hands. Hunting down Oxy. Taking down the adversary. That prime duelist player for Cloud9 is no more, and it gives you signs of life.
Fast pop here on the anti-eco is a bit strange from Cloud9, and Oxy falls early again. Another spot where he's the first death. His first death stats were through the roof in stage 1 as well. So they might need to just calm down slightly with these strats that trebuchet Oxy into deep territory. Arango spotted.
Yeah, he's feeling the heat.
No flash to put pressure onto him though. Mitch has already used both of those in the failed exec on A. And all of this noise in Garage allows a reclear to happen on A as well.
Has the spike. I was wondering if he was going forwards with it.
30
That
seconds
would be
left.
dangerous, wouldn't it? And I'm getting slightly worried here, but having said that, B is wide open for the taking. If Cloud9 finish there, they should be fine.
20 seconds roughly in
Mitch
the round.
does have the spike.
he does have the spike.
It is dangerous what he's up to.
B still at all results. Furia, they need a couple of kills, but with just Sheriffs in the hands of these players, there's not much damage that they can do. Sharp shooting was ordered. There's 6 seconds left. Plan will go down this time, in time. And they are clearing up the stragglers. Any players left off at the extremities. What can Parla do with this rifle? Waiting for the timing. Waiting for the dart. Maybe trying to push forwards. Hello, there's a kill in towards the back. Net is gone. Cleared to the corner. That's Mitch. Trying to take it tight towards it. 3 kills in the round, and he's going to play his life perfectly. Baiting, dodging and juking around, trying to buy time for the rest of his team to slowly close that net.
Damage is good here for Parla. If you can try to get anything done, guns out of the hands, maybe force an eco. Several rounds from now, but Cloud9, keep guns up, keep the economy going.
Yeah, and this is a painful beginning for Furia because of what we were mentioning prior. The ultimate's starting to come online for Cloud9. The money is flushed.
And it's not like everything's going well for C9 here. I mean, there have been rounds here that have looked very dodgy. You know, the B plant and then the wraparound that Mitch kind of whiffed on. All right, they still clean that up. This round, sending Oxy in super deep onto A, he dies very early, and yet they're still able to recover. Admittedly, with rifles versus an eco from Furia. And Furia are going to take a timeout here, an opportunity to torch the coach, but remember that their main coach isn't actually here with them. So this is what we mean when we're talking about a slightly nerfed Furia coming in, despite the fact that a lot of people are excited to see these newer players, or players you haven't seen in a while at least, hit the stage.
Corrections have to be made. And Cloud9 are not exactly playing a perfect game.
No, there's plenty of opportunities here for Furia to win. There really are.
With how slow Cloud9 have been playing as well, you can opt into different weaponry and operator if you've got the money online, and we can see it. I mean, Parla looks like he's considering it.
Yeah, he's got an op at the moment. Whether or not he sticks with it after talking with the coach, we'll have to see. But I think also Furia look really, really slow on defense at filling in these gaps, these timings. either with alert coming through or the re-clear over towards A was pretty chronically slow, considering how much Cloud9 were putting aggression through Garage. These kind of decisions have to be made quickly, decisively. But admittedly, for Furia, they haven't had much time together as a team. And this op, taking a peek down mid with 2 players supporting, it leaves Adverso very alone here on A.
Takes the shot. Slight miss though.
Takes out
the turret, I think.
Yeah, takes out the turret. And then breaking the nanoswarm as well, so it threatens like that alarm bot could still be there over towards B. We can see it's in Garage instead, but it's going to force Cloud9 to do a little bit more defaulting, a bit more active, having to put their bodies on the line over here. And that might offer up a kill for Orango.
Ooh, okay.
There's a nice one.
Pixel angle to work with. Comes away with the goods.
And he's using the classic Foxy 9 turret as well that we see from Gen G that just looks all the way down C long. Broken though by Cloud9.
Garage control also taken.
And this is going to pull heat over towards C. So it weakens up A, and you can see that Oxy has just been inserted on A this entire round so far. And so clearly the game plan here is to eventually go back over to him after trying to pull people to the left side of the map.
Have a chance. Takes a shot.
Okay, now that Oxy's gone down though, you might want to pivot. You might want to actually try to end C.
But yeah, knives out, and Zeppa's going to be leaping, jumping onto the chance. Orango in a rock and a hard place back against the wall is going to try and at least deliver a couple of bullets to the body. Will do it against Vic, but he's just baiting a shot out. 8 left to work with, spamming, spraying away, surrounded on almost every single front, and it's cleaned up and traded, but damage has been done with 15 seconds left. It's uncomfortable for Cloud9. Got to try and get this plan down. Hunter's Fury to delay, gets the 1 tag, not on the player he's looking for, but still, look at it, Mitch just can't quite stick it. Damage done, players forwards, and time is short of the mark. Shy of the mark entirely. Furia just run away and they realize it. They've got that wink on. Don't keep the guns though.
Oh, painful. Honestly, painful, because now Furia, what can they do? What can they buy? Oh. They're not on the attack side. They didn't get the benefit of the plant. They'll be forcing up, I'm sure, but not everyone's even going to have a rifle after this. And both rounds won based on the clock, not actually based on, you know, being able to decisively hold people off from getting to the site. I feel a little rough, but at least it's a foundation to build on. God, I feel like I'm inside the game. Back into things here, and that same bait and switch setup that Orango and Parla have been trying to make work, but every time they set up like this, Cloud9 take at least, I want to say, 30 seconds before they go back into Garage. And by that point, they've kind of dissembled this trap play. Oxy again inserted over towards C. Look at this way in which Cloud9 are calling, just getting Oxy posted somewhere and then defaulting on the opposite side of the map.
Outlaw in his hands as well, so just pre-aiming, I think, for the jump peak for info.
Yeah, expecting Orango to go for that without the turret.
Got a judge, won't be taking any peeks anytime soon.
He is not going to be jump peeking with a judge. But C is wide open, and Oxy, I think, now realizes this. If they don't have a turret for info, and they don't have anyone jump peeking, well, how are they getting information on C? And the answer is, they're not. They're playing it for retake. I think Oxy's got that vibe, but the Viper Orb, again, kind of putting them off.
And Orango now trying to hold them back. He has got a judge in hand. If they step too close to the mark, they might be feeling the danger. Turret placed right in front of them.
30 seconds left.
Slow going. And now they're going to be popping all the way out when the reposition's already called for. But that judge could be turning them into mincemeat. Just the one. Trade is quick. Parla waiting in the sidelines. Lockdown is going to be used. Oh my! Disgusting work. The lockdown still needs to be broken though. Shots will do it. And the team flooding in to help out Furia.
10 seconds left.
Full containment and control. It's another round to add to the tally.
And Net couldn't even get towards the spike if he tried. There would be no time to play this round. This though technically won on time, is much more decisive from Furia. This time they actually shut down the hit as it was coming through, and my God, those shots from Parla were lovely.
Less hesitation. This Furia squad, at the end of the day, no one is expecting perfection from you.
No.
When you're coming into the start of Stage 2, and without your full roster, without too much time really being put together.
Really what you're looking for is potential, I think.
Yeah, potential. But you're almost playing with house money. Expectations should be entirely flipped onto Cloud9. Everyone's expecting Cloud9 to come out on top in this matchup. Furia...
I mean, Brent, you look at the map pool, and when we go into map 2 and map 3, brand new maps tend to favor underdogs.
Exactly.
I think it's really bold for C9 to want to take us towards Bind and let Corrode through as a third, because upsets happen when you leave unusual maps in there. And both of these teams have had time to practice, but you don't have match reps.
Dog's going to be clearing most of the way again. Trailblazer trying to find a mark. No stun in sight. Oxy updraft up towards the top and tries to adjust in time, but
Adverso's backfilled all of the space. Oxy's stuck in spawn.
Blades. So, oh my god, a final one left. Gets the renew at the end of the day, and Cloud9 are relentless. Just swarming and overwhelming the C site.
Spike dropped.
What was that?
Yeah, a really nice set strat by Cloud9. Something that Imi does like to call every now and then. They dash Oxy in with a dog through B, and they threw a really strange smoke from Vic that kind of blocked off anybody who was coming from the A connector to shoot Oxy in the back. Paranoia comes through Garage. It's a strat that we've actually seen for years. It's like a 4-year-old strategy, but just slightly tweaked. And gets some good value. And also, unfortunately, kind of crushes what Furia were building in terms of any level of momentum. 2E's has got to keep this rifle online if he's got any chance of Furia wanting to force or look dangerous in the next. He's got a Vandal. Would be able to drop a teammate as well. Nobody actively hunting that heavily, though, from C9.
Yeah, money has been a constant concern for Furia. Never really been able to get their feet underneath them.
I'm surprised they're not hunting a little more aggressively than this. You know, the money's still actually pretty good for C9, so they could have tried to punish 2E's a little further, but didn't want to go into him again. This kill, a lovely one, because I think if Parla manages to get that one onto Oxy, suddenly you don't have to worry about spawn at all. Everybody can focus forwards. Instead, Orango, Heat, they all just ended up isolated on C.
Yeah.
Furia, it's odds and ends coming into this. It's a half buy. 2E's not even going for the drop because the rest of his team can't put together a decent buy of their own. So double Guardian and a hero rifle.
Straight down mid. Sideline's taken. Meeting plenty of targets where that came from. It's a quick follow-up and a quick response. That classic. The hands of Orango has managed to do a bit of that damage and more. Kill claimed. Advantage goes the way of Furia. Not going to be any opportunities to reclaim those guns that will drop down at the bottom section of mid, but they are getting active. Look at this, constantly making moves around the map.
And Orango's the one without a rifle, so he's just hoping to catch it.
That classic. Unfortunate.
Twice. Hello. Heat, though,
I don't know
tucked into this corner. This is weird, unexpected, but the Seekers...
Seekers, yeah, they just spotted out. Diligence being shown, and that's damage. Bullet straight through the box. 2 years is still alive, but a TP to disengage. And away, Cloud9. Stop them in their tracks. Bit of fear, I think, when they see that much response coming out of Furia. But they've got 2 players left, and they are just taking risks again. Mad movement around the map. 2 years, taking peeks of his own.
Did he hear the footsteps? I think he will have done. And Adverso, still with a recon dart. No opportunity for a smoke to go up. So he's got this spot on Heaven.
The one-way.
Oh, not a one-way.
Topples. Gives them a chance to get in as well if they want to try and use that one. Double-faced up towards Heaven. That's a lot of damage done. Mitch will be healthy, though, and he's left it into that 1v1. 2 years fast on the flank. Is this going to be expected? Looking one way or the other. Timings out into the open, and Mitch none the wiser.
It's 2E's with 3 HP who manages to pull one out for Furia. And this one on a light buy with him, the only Vandal, the only rifle in the round. It's a big one. If C9 had managed to get ahead to a 6-3 lead in this first half, I think it would have been pretty tough to see Furia coming back in. Rango's little peek there. Still a lot of mistakes on both sides, but a scrappy and therefore winnable game. C9 going to take attack time out here. Imi called a really nice set strategy previously, coming off the back of the Furia timeout. Now with an opportunity of his own, do we see something set coming out from the strat book, or is this more an adjustment for what to do towards these late round scenarios?
You want them to tighten up, I think, of some of the mistakes that they're making.
I think a lot of the mistakes, though, that we're seeing from C9 have been either based on popping a little too early and therefore setting themselves up into bad situations, or doing these late round pivots where they're ping-ponging from side to side. And I like the idea, the adaptation to start inserting people on the opposite sides. They put Oxy deep on A, and then they put Oxy deep on C, tried to lurk net into A, and it does give you opportunities to go back a little more safely if you need to do those late round pivots. We'll see what the adjustment is.
Yeah, Furia though, I mean, they could follow the blueprint of that prior round, which for me, honestly, is just caution to the wind. Take risks where necessary, because a team that makes mistakes are going to be opening up opportunities for jumping on it. Furia, they're perfectly happy to be hyper proactive in that last round because their weaponry was weaker. I'd like to see them continue it, but we'll see now. The guns are in their hands. It's an even fight.
They love doing this little walk, push down mid, or, you know, at least looking down mid with an op. 2E's is going to hold the mid window while Parla goes for another peek. Not as aggressive as previously, not looking to try to take out the turret. But if anybody does look to put pressure on B, Parla's op is there.
Cloud9 players just barely missing that one. Bit of damage in through the wall. Orango stepping close to the mark, and there's an instantaneous punish. Oxy was rapid on top of it. Viper Pit in your face, though, is causing concern. Back of the minds of the Cloud9 players, but a bit of a spam. Okay, it solves the issue readily. And now the C site is theirs. Flash doubled up in through the back. Paranoia. Take with the TP on top of it. Fury have got to consider what do they want to do with this one, because retaking with an operator, it's not in their playbook. They've already given up on it.
Yeah, they had a Paranoia to be able to work with. Recon was just coming back up as well, so there were tools to go for this retake, but 2 players down, they decided wasn't worthwhile. Both Sentis as well. The play onto Heat, the ability to flush him out. I think Zeppa nano-swarmed the corner that he was stood in, so he's forced into the open. And then they just follow that up with a bunch of spam and end up taking him out. And they did pinch quite nicely. Orango's been playing pretty aggressively in Garage too. He is constantly looking to try to take fights, draw util out. But it does mean he's also putting his body on the line a couple of times. And this is got to feel a little bit rough for Furia. C9, I think, generally playing the better game today. So far from what we've seen. But the game's still very winnable. Only 2 rounds in it. And tons of ultimates up for Furia.
They've barely been used.
Yeah, we saw the pit get invested, but it's not like we've seen them play a heavy retake style at any point here, where they could really get huge value out of the lockdown. Very out in the open though from Orango.
Yeah, trying to play in front of a lot of his util, maybe trying to take matters into his own hands.
Op up again, and Orango with a Bucky.
New beginnings here into the round.
There.
Turret's going to be broken form, but a lot of pressure applied by Cloud9 up towards A.
And this might be the round where you just try to play A super soft, see if you can play for a retake with the lockdown. Adverso just making it feel like there could be a couple players here. The C9 don't insta-take A. But now Fury actually rotating players into A to look for a re-clear with the Neon op. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to go for here. I mean, the drone is going to realize that nobody's home.
Yeah, Parla could get posted. Bucky is revealed. Double flashed up, dash across, and that's a cheeky angle that's dealt with handedly here. Cloud9 have access now, splitting into the C site.
And now you want to be playing retake C, but you don't have the lockdown to be able to work with because Orango went down early, and you have an op. So this is so tough unless Fury can find picks.
It's going to Walkabout's pit into the spawn as well. It's going to be spreading out, choking out one more avenue. Wall up into your face. It's a chance for Heat, trying to step forwards here. He knows that default box's potential, and there it is. Okay, Stray Bullets does the job there, and a quick glide, dash in, TP up towards it. You're getting cheeky and tricky with it, but Cloud9 are containing anyway. Maintaining a bit of that composure in through the back of the site. They're not being dislodged when that pit is still up in their faces. Fury give it up again.
2E's was cooking with that,
really was.
with that retake attempt. Caught Vic dead to rights and then went for a double teleport play, but was just open completely to a multitude of angles.
Now Oxy.
Another spot where Fury.
For it.
Oh no.
Dashed into his face, Heat. Oh. He's desperate to hold on to the gun. He's going to get his chance, potentially get him run down. Mitch is taken out, so we will at least keep that rifle.
Desperate though, desperate. On the edge in all of these situations, just to keep the economy afloat. And C9 in the meantime have not had to eco once, at least as far as I can remember. Here's the takedown on Orango early on. And Tui's just gets caught by Mitch, who I think was playing over towards Logs.
Nice! Good round.
Furia again looking to try to get aggressive in mid, in garage. The playbook looks really thin here, I think.
Limited.
So many of these rounds it's been just Adverso alone over towards A, but they're not playing retake on A. And Parla goes for a walk down mid, breaks the turret again. It's very similar. You can do similar stuff on attack and then swap it up afterwards, but similar stuff on defense is pretty easy to read. And this time C9 finding themselves an empty A site. And this is where you've got to be seeing. Final round, ults getting used.
Bloody hell, Adverso taking a peek, lucky to keep your head intact. Trying to play retake onto this one.
Yeah, well, back it up. Get some value out of the Sova ult, I think.
Plan. Yeah, not to be baited. Doesn't want to use this overall just yet. Cloud9 are hoping they can pull some of these ults out because there's a lockdown. Hunter's Fury waiting. Net. Oh, he just spotted it. See, now he's missed his chance! 2 years! Just clocks him.
That's huge.
It's slowed down Cloud9 to a crawl, looking to try and re-clear the space because they're worried.
They're worried that they can't beat the retake by the look of things, and they're worried about how quick this flank is going to come through.
Zeppa, he's got a good awareness. Almost ready for the second air. Parla takes him out, but it's traded in time.
It's a great trade, but now they're going over towards C, and they're not realizing that the defenders can beat them here, basically.
Paranoia.
I mean, Vic holding them out with Paranoia, but...
Smoke up. There's a lockdown. What have you got for this one? Yeah, overcooked it. I mean, it's damage done. Shot to the head by Geek, but you've already cut these players out, and there's 13 seconds left. What direction can you possibly go in?
Have to go
cut
to
it
C.
forwards. You have to, don't you, Vic? Got to try and TP forwards potentially and just trusting your team to defend, but there's only 6 seconds left, and you're just swinging around, man. Head on a bloody swivel. Hunter's Fury locks it out, and that is a hell of a way to end the half.
What is going on?
Don't ask me.
America's might well be cooked, Bren. Oh, what an end. The same way the half began, the half ends. 4 out of 5 of those rounds were won by the clock.
Yeah.
I mean, one of them was like a genuinely good one from Furia, but the other 3 kind of unforced errors coming out from C9. They definitely should have just gone back into A there.
Messy and nervy.
Man, really strange. Bit of a nervous beginning, back to school kind of vibes. I think you're right.
It really is.
You're right.
But of course, plenty more action on the other side of this.
I know what you're thinking. Total glow up. What's her secret? Fine, I'll spill. I totally upgraded with Verizon. Everyone gets a free phone with any plan, even if you're already a customer, like me. Now I have Google Gemini. It's like a little glam squad in my pocket. Gemini, what eye makeup goes with this lipstick? I'd suggest a classic cat eye. Wow, setting the bar high for daycare pickup. Get in on this.
I burned your letters, and I'm just forgetting about you. I'm just forgetting about you. Talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing.
Before we get back into the second half, of course, taking a look as well, because slight delay on stage, getting something sorted out. Could be the Cloud9 players have got to count. Or
right, you think they're learning their arithmetic?
Yeah,
trying to
possibly
figure out
again with the clock at the top, figuring out how the game works.
The clock has been a really big issue. I think nervy's a good way of putting it, right?
Yeah.
You were setting things up at the beginning here that for C9 it's about shaking off the rust. And on the other side for Furia, it's about settling in and like learning how the big stage works again for some of these players, you know, for Orango, for Parla coming back after a long break as well, away from the tier 1 level. So Yeah, it does look a bit rough out there at the moment, and I think especially considering the rest of the series is the 2 new maps added to the pool.
Yeah.
Bind and then Corrode. We might have a sloppy match here.
Unknown quantities into the mix with the gameplay that we've already seen.
I think, though, that if you're a Furia fan, if you're a fan of teams getting upsets, this is a good start to the game. Yeah. Because Furia are getting 5 off rip, and then, you know, who knows which way Haven could go from here. And then also the unknowns of Bind and Corrode. I think, you know, there's a good chance that upset's going to happen early on here. Americas in general, if you're trying to think about like how to rank the teams, is a nightmare.
Yes, it is.
It's so tough to know. Because even the best teams, like G2, for example, you just put, slam dunk, #1.
I mean, I just end up rage baiting, really, when I try to rank the teams. It's the easiest way to go about it these days.
Yeah, I think Americas is definitely the most indecipherable of all of the regions in terms of who is going to end up on top, and that's why we're learning. We're out here just learning where the teams are at, what the quality looks like.
I'm trying to see what's up. Well, we've got a new patch, a new act, and a new skin bundle in the store, so check this one out and take a look at FaZe Guard. Still getting it sorted out onto the stage as well. We'll see if we can get into the game momentarily there. That is a hell of a setup. What's going on there?
What, the setup on the left?
Well, okay, well, every player's got it, but that's a new addition. I thought that a player was genuinely playing with like a mixer with dials. And that was like some part of their setup. That tripped me out for a second.
It's a new setup where the players are now able to control some of their audio settings. Okay. Yeah, so that's
I genuinely thought it was a new addition.
Well, it is a new addition. It is. There you go.
There you go.
So that should help cut down on some of the audio-based issues that some of the players have been having, because now they're in control of their own destiny. Obviously, they can't like turn off the white noise or anything. So, I mean, that would be bad. That would be a bit rough, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't be ideal.
No, they can now fine-tune things to their own liking just a little bit more. But it does look very high-tech, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, I do. I mean, looking at it, it's just too many buttons. I'd be too tempted, I think.
Well, that's the problem with you. You just love buttons. You'd just be clicking things all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, so still in a little bit of a tech pause, people sorting out what's going on stage, but if you weren't able to catch the first half of things, Cloud9 7-5 up after a really messy one here. C9 on the attack side, losing 4 out of 5 of the rounds that they lost to the clock. Although one of them net was just stuck in a 1v3, so that one doesn't really count in my opinion, but over half of the rounds that you lost were due to you kind of mismanaging late round rotates and some of the calling looking a bit wonky. Having said that, Furious defensive rotations and reclear timings also looked a bit off, so both of these teams getting accustomed to the stage right now. And this will give them time to settle in, I think.
Yeah, settle those nerves. And hopefully we will be back into it soon enough.
A pretty decent showing from Parla, if you're taking a look at a player that you've previously seen playing Duelist for MIBR towards the end of 2024. He was, as I said earlier, a fairly forgettable figure because he went 1-3, but he's an aggressive player, he's fun to watch, and if this Furia team ends up doing well, or at least if the team system does a bit better than that former MIBR roster, then, you know, he could genuinely be a player to watch out for.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, at the moment, going kind of toe-to-toe with Oxy, both of them having their overheating moments so far in Haven, and Both of them having a couple of big moments too. We saw Parla swinging out through a smoke to deny a plant coming through in one of the rounds that ended up getting Furia, one of their 5 on the board.
Looking for those big plays, I think, as well, but overall just tightening up of the general level of play, because we've been mentioning it over and over again, but the nerves at play, I think, here when the players are on the stage once more.
You're in the right cosplay, I think, at the moment. A lot of people are going to be playing Viper.
Yeah.
You heard Alexis talk about it. Double controller meta, lots of teams going to be looking towards it. I was actually looking, you know, as we go into like Bind and Corrode later on, a ton of the teams looking to play Viper on both of those maps. I mean, Bind has always been a Viper map, but when you look at what the Pacific teams are doing on Corrode, almost all of them playing Omen Viper. Apart from Global Esports, who were playing Sage Double Duelist, but I mean, that's just, you know,
Yeah.
some teams have got a different read entirely, I think.
Okay,
Whereas,
well.
go on, please.
Yeah, well, okay, I'm just going to give you a quick little update. You probably saw it. The map reloading ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of an issue with Vic, I think, with his credits. He ended up wasting a TP because of something that went on. A little bit of lag interference, potentially.
I see.
Yep, ghost in the machine, but resetting and hopefully getting back into it, because he did end up losing that 150 credits.
Okay. Well,
So, and it's a big deal, you know, that can snowball.
no, I mean, that is actually a huge deal on the pistol round, especially because it means that you can't buy your normal setup. I mean, the normal setup for an Omen would be to buy Paranoia, light armor, and a smoke. You could maybe argue that if you're playing on a double smokes composition, that you don't need the second one as much.
Yeah.
But generally, that's what teams are going to be going
a little
for.
bit. The players are getting ready. I'm sure we'll be back into it soon enough, because at this point, I'm going to start talking ancient history, and nobody wants to hear that.
We got a Ship of Theseus reference earlier from Mimi.
Yeah.
And I don't think Golden Boy knew exactly what she was talking about.
Okay. Well, we are heading back in. I see that timer ticking, so sooner rather than later, we will be getting back into the action here. Okay. Second half of Haven. Lovely surprise, much like Hannibal over the Alps. But again, I'm not going to get into ancient history.
Well, if you want to take a look at what Vic actually did end up buying on the pistol, instead of going for that classic setup with the armor, which also 2Es didn't. 2Es went for double TP as well. But Vic's gone for a frenzy with 1 smoke. So he's managed to get up here as well.
I need to see the highest value of all time from Vic. After that pause,
absolutely.
Listen, mate,
I mean,
if this was what it was all about.
Yeah, I mean, he's got his teleport to get
Ace
up
of a
onto the high
frenzy,
ground.
please.
If Fury are going this direction, looks like they're just going to default towards A a little.
Damage done through the box. Oxy disengages in time.
But putting a lot of pressure on Orango early.
Ton of pressure.
That's going to make him a little more hesitant to do that alone in some of these default rounds. And no pressure early on towards Vic's position, so I think that teleport might end up not being the most impactful thing in the world.
Oxy repositioning, though, fluid around the map, and they were not anticipating him on that line. Angle, though, is being overwhelmed with a multitude of players, but they are dropped down. Double digits enough for the Sheriff to really do some work and damage. Flash connecting, Paranoia forwards to fake with a TP. Dog is going to be clearing the way. Clears close to the corner, but that's a stun connecting, a bit of friendly fire. Doesn't matter, though. Cloud9 are quick to recover all the details. Gain complete control of this one. A quick tap, pulling that util out. And the chance is running short here for Furia. Not much left in the back pocket in terms of util to send flying forwards. Faces the curtain, drops down. Damage done with the guns, but 2 players left surviving here. So Cloud9 clinch up that pistol.
It's a nice attempt from 2 more veteran players on Furia, but like you said, very difficult position for them to be playing. C9 all over that with Oxy getting the openers. Orango here just has no clue that Oxy's going to be playing that on. I mean, I don't even really want to call it an off angle. It is a fairly common angle. I think it should be cleared.
Why do you have a frenzy?
I mean, that's what we were asking.
That's what was going on, man. That's what the force was for.
But I mean, it's because he's bought. It's because he's bought the teleport, so you end up left with 450 credits. I mean,
that's
why
funny,
not?
though.
Why not upgrade?
And the money is booming right now for Cloud9.
Fury not going for a force either. So first half, we saw C9 mess up the pistol, go for a force and win it. Now, Fury just kind of taking the L.
Oxy's got a lot to consider here from this spot. Angle quite committed, but okay, double faced up. He's going to be overwhelmed, though.
Needs help.
Potentially at a moment's notice, needs that help. But okay, right clicks. It's all he needs. Supplementary with a util.
Give him the ace!
Give him the ace, denied! Can never have it our way, can we? Still, Cloud9 will be happy.
Should be a spot where he's overwhelmed. It really should be. And yet, he somehow slips out of there, baits everyone from Furia into running after him, and collects the kills with his secondary. Madness from Oxy. Caught a rough timing not to heat there as well. Was forced to use both of his shots. But the alarm bot coming out with the assist as well. Ran to ease down.
Vulnerability.
Semi pop-off, semi annoyed about that one.
But this is rapid, isn't it? A lot of fight can be coming out here towards A lobby. It's a fight that Furia want to win out, but already playing down. Parla attempting to redeem himself. Vic off to the side. It's all traded in time. 3 versus 3. 15 seconds into the game. Business. Oh, the peek from Mitch is beautiful. Even anticipating a second. Can't quite scope in time. And Verso hot on his tail. Now going for the plant. Full committal. That's a dash out wide. Oxy.
Oh, he's going to realize there's no one here.
And he's a maniac. It's a tap. Already anticipating it here in the footsteps because he's just pushing Orango out into the open.
Oh, that is a beautiful risk to take from Oxy, isn't it? He might even have known, in fact, that there was alert coming through B. Not sure whether he ran into a bit of Zeppa's Sentinel utility. He might have had to break an alarm bot or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, can't be doing that one.
No, no, no.
No, 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 no.
No, no, no. All right, Oxy, what a round. Back-to-back, in fact. 2 rounds that look spectacular.
Yeah, it's great work.
The
19
fake tap,
kills.
The fake tap and then tucking himself into the graffiti off angle is beautiful. That's just the perfect way of playing that.
This bump? No. Oh.
I got a feel for Furia here, though. It is a rough way to start because even though they had some opportunities in the first half, they just have never been able to have a secure economy at any point here on Haven.
It feels like they've never had guns in their hands, as you mentioned. Never a fair fight. Honest engagement. Flurry of bullets. Net. Are you safe there? I don't think so. Yeah, got to back away.
Might be able to re-push back into this location, though. They didn't break the turret. So Net's able, with the help of the smoke, to get a deep push once more.
Oxy might have seen something. He's pinging.
I mean, Oxy is just so confident at this point, too.
Yeah, they know that Heat is going walkabouts, lurking through. Now the Swarm. Now that was placed just to deny the drone, but it was actually in the wrong spot for it, so still clears him out. Fury want nothing to do with it, and that re-clearance from Oxy. Spotted that one prior. You getting aggro with it? What's going on here, man? You got bullets and players into your face!
Oh, what a shot.
Just locks it straight onto him. Shorty in hand, trying to step forward to get, but he's being overwhelmed! Mitch! Up from the side! Delivering death blows, man. It's all smiles on the Cloud9 side.
What a combo. I mean, they're the 2 players up towards the top of the scoreboard. Mitch, 18 and 7. And Oxy, just recently overtaking him after 2 huge rounds, getting himself up to 21 kills. And the duo here bailing Oxy out, again in a spot where he really should get punished. But he just doesn't. He just doesn't. Timeout for Furia. They've now lost 4 in a row, but they will be able to get rifles back. This is the round coming up where they'll have Vandals. But everything has looked so rough.
It's not good. Not good for them.
They've used an entire arsenal of utility to try to flush Net out from Garage. They used everything. They used a drone, they used nano swarms, they used a recon dart afterwards as well. Nobody ever actually went forwards or managed to connect on spam to take Net out. And in the meantime, Oxy's just able to run around A and do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So they've got some serious problems here. And the more that Cloud9 pull ahead, the more that Cloud9 are going to be confident. The more that Oxy's going to take risks and go for these plays.
The money is flourishing. Oxy got the operator pulled out, bored out, and he's going to be meeting many targets over towards C if that's where Furia choose to take it.
And it is. I mean, what a perfect read. Can they get something going where Net breaks? No, actually, I'm just looking at it now. Net's got a judge, so Net's not going to be breaking drones for nobody. Oxy's on his own for this one.
Yeah, this gets taken. Oxy, I think, is pre-aiming a jump spot angle. 5 players grouped up. A lot of chances for it. Shots missed though. There's the dash active already. Moving over towards the side. Dart towards your back. Anything to break this one. Steps forwards again. All in your face. Aggression, name of the game. Paranoid up. Shorty in your
there.
hands. Getting all the way in there. They don't expect that. Not one bit. Overstaying, sticking around.
Double push through garage though, Brent.
Now they're putting a squeeze onto it, but Net is there with a judge in hand, and he is absolutely slaughtering them. Cannot step past his choke point. Shotguns locking it all down. Paranoia. Updraft in your face. Flawless for Cloud9. And up to 12 now. One more round is all it will take.
Well, it might have been a shaky start here for C9, but this defense has been not just flawless, but it's had some style and some pizzazz to it too. Oxy is now, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he pulled out some 360 kills or something. It's that kind of game. He's getting in front of utility, he's disrespected. He's got an op and he swaps to the shorty and runs into a smoke. I mean, Imi knows his players are out there having fun.
Give me that judge, boy. Give me that judge.
Well, Net throws away the judge though. And instead opts for a phantom.
Saving it. Furia straight up, not holding anything back of it all day, but creeping up onto the line now.
They might not expect the Killjoy to be over here, but C9 have left the whole of the C site over to Oxy. Just trusting in him, and it makes A really quite tough to get through.
Trying forwards, a lot of utility at your feet. It's going to be deaded. It's a good tag, though. Zeppa doesn't respect it for long, though. He's already trying to get back into position over towards A. Furia could overwhelm.
C9 are thinking this might be fake A, but now, as all of the utility comes through, they know they can flood defend.
Broken's Paranoia forwards. Mitch is hard committed into the corner. Swings a chord for ordered up, and Cloud9 are delivering at least with the damage done. Mitch is still this thorn in their sides, but okay. Finally cleared up into the corner. Net is forwards, though, already rapid onto the scene of the crime.
I like this. I like this patience. Just as Oxy's coming through on the flank, you want to make sure that you play your life here if you're Net.
Spike's not up. Oxy, he's knife out. It's a player tucked towards the side. Does he spot the barrel? It just poked out and he's missed it. Missed it entirely. Arango is there, tries to isolate the last one, but it's brought it into that 1v1 and already walkabouts around by Heat.
I mean, this is tough because he actually has to go and get the spike. So the pit isn't doing anything for him right now.
Out into the open. But a swing and a kill. Net finishes it with a flourish. 13-5 here for our opening map of stage 2.
Looked like an upset could have been on the cards when we paused at the half, but after that, just flawless from C9. Really cleaned up a lot of the errors that we were seeing on their attack side. Defensively, Oxy was also a beast, ends with 300 ACS, and Mitching close behind.